Hey there everyone, it is Zeta here once again with another game of StarCraft 2. This will be a Terran vs Zerg on the map Neo Enigma from the ESL iCCup, which is the International Cyber Cup. Spawning here on the top right is the red Terran. His name is mouzThorzain. He gained a lot of recognition from winning TSL 3, taking that down 4-3 against Naniwa in the Grand Finals. He actually went down 1-3 in that series and managed to roar all the way back and finish the comeback off to take TSL 3. A great series. If you haven't watched it, please go do that. I recommend it entirely. It was so much fun seeing that, and you should do that too if you have not yet. Thorzain also finished 9th in the recent MLG Columbus, so a strong series of showings from him in the recent past. His opponent for this game will be CNMoMaN, the purple Zerg, spawning here in the top left. Always love colors other than blue and red in these games. He is ranked 167th in the European Grandmaster League with 215 wins to go along with 178 losses, which does equate to a 54.71 win rate for our Zerg player here today in this game. This will be a best-of-3 series in the International Cyber Cup, as I said before, and I will be casting the entire series if it goes to 3 games or if it's just 2. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully they're great games, and we will watch these players play their best and see how it ends up for them. Also, this game is going to be slightly higher in graphic setting. I managed to up that, and hopefully it doesn't do too much in the way of reducing frame rates. I'll have to see how that goes, and if it's too bad, I'll have to go back, but hopefully it looks better and doesn't suffer too much. We will see what happens when I upload this to YouTube. Anyway, back to the game. We see this drone going to be running down to the expansion, probably going to be setting up a hatchery down there, and it is going down there, and we see... There it is. Went a little bit too far, but managed to get it down in the end. So a hatchery going up at 15 for CNMoMaN, going a very macro-oriented build. Meanwhile, back at the Terran player's base, we see the beginnings of a supply depot, barracks, supply depot wall. Pretty standard play when you are playing against a Zerg. Alright, well, looking at the map now, since this is a relatively new map, your main base has this ramp that connects right into your natural that moMaN has already taken advantage of. Your natural is a normal 8 patches and 2 geyser expansion. And then there are rocks over here between your natural and this little area over here, which does contain a third base if you choose to take the one over here. Also, if the players spawn in these locations, of course, these rocks will open up a slightly quicker path to the opponent's base, as instead of going down this ramp and then all the way over here to this area, you can instead go straight through the path these rocks block, and you'll get there slightly faster. So attacks can happen just that little bit quicker when they ultimately do happen. Meanwhile, down here, there's another base you can take. It has 5 rich mineral patches to go along with the normal 2 geysers, and there is a ledge overlooking each of these 4 central gold patches that players can take advantage of and abuse if they want to drop units off here. They can harass very easily, as the ledge is so conveniently placed right next to the gold expansion, and we'll see how that goes. Along with them, the middle of the map features 1 lone watchtower just kind of chilling on top of this unbuildable terrain. You can't put anything on here, but you can move units to be able to see the surrounding area. The vision extends just beyond these little thick trees, thick growth things happening that block vision from the outside, but you can't see from the inside, and that is great for any player that chooses to take that. We see 3 Marines coming down here, just kind of taking a stroll, seeing what's going on over here at moMaN's base. Meanwhile, back at Thorzain's base, we see a factory be constructed, so we will see that Destiny Cloud Fist build, where you go barracks into factory into starport. Let's watch these Marines, see what they do down here at moMaN's expansion. They will go up the ramp and see indeed there is an expansion, and see a spine crawler, and that will be enough to make them turn tail and run away. moMaN does have 1 spine crawler going up and a couple of Zerglings being rallied down here. Back at Thorzain's base, we see a reactor being thrown on his barracks, going to be churning out some Marines, and it does look like a reactor is being put on his factory. So we'll see some Hellion play soon enough. He'll be trying to do some damage with those to the mineral line of his Zerg counterparts, and that starport is now starting to get built. We see the SCVs hard at work, also building a command center, about halfway done with that, going to make that an orbital, and then fly to whichever base he chooses to do so, wherever he wants to expand. A supply depot going down here just to provide vision of this area over here. Over now, we have Zerglings attacking these rocks just to destroy them, so it does open up that slightly shorter path and allow him to take this expansion pretty easily if he wants to do so. He does have a Roach Warren just now coming into the game, so we'll see some Roach play from our Zerg player. Going to wait and see how that pans out later in this game. We do see Hellions just now going to be arriving on the field, and we'll watch these Hellions as they make the trek across the map trying to do some damage to the Zerg player's base. Just how much damage will these Hellions do? Not quite sure, but we do see ThorzaIn has 2 more on the way, going to back these up if they are still in the base. They're going to come in here and touch the watchtower, see not much in the way of units surrounding that watchtower, and they will choose to go right up into the Zerg player's natural, going up this ramp, and they will see a queen and a spine, and that will make them turn around. This one Hellion taking all of the damage. His friend is just laughing at him because he escaped unscathed. The Terran forces now numbering at 4 Hellions to go along with 7 Marines and 1 lone medevac. Possibly going to see some elevator drop action where you just take units from the low ground and ferry them up to the high ground. We will have to wait and see as the Hellions meet up and talk about their lives. This one is pretty stressed out as he was just hit by a queen and a spinecrawler, telling the others what it's like when you go into war, and they don't believe him. They don't think it's too difficult. They went through boot camp and it wasn't that hard. This one Hellion left behind as his friends, along with 2 Marines, are going into the medevac, taking the ride up to the high ground. I don't believe momaN can see this quite yet, but he will see it now as they go in and target the Roach Warren, lighting it on fire, filling it with bullets, but getting moved away by these roaches, so they will be in trouble. The medevac trying to ferry them down, but can't take them all, and these units drawing the short straws, and those Hellions will get taken out. Unfortunate for them, and the rest will escape to safety. Losing a couple of their friends, not going to be too happy about that, but hey, what are you going to do? At this point in the game, units are just going to die. That one Marine getting roasted away and melting in acid. Always hate to see that if you are a Marine. ThorzaIn has lost 350 resources to momaN's only 75, so not too great a difference right now, but we'll see if that piles up as the Zerg player is moving out with this force of 12 roaches and some Zerglings running in from behind. That is a dozen, wow, about 2 dozen Zerglings. So this is a pretty intimidating attack happening from momaN, going straight into the Terran player's base, actually catching up to these Marines that were running all the way home. And the Marines, this is awkward, a supply depot lower to let Marines in, instead lets Zerglings in, trying to have some safety in this bunker. It does look like SCVs will be forced to come off the line, just try to absorb some damage. Wow, a lot of Roach Fire taking out Marines like it's their job, because of course it is their job. This wall-in not lasting very long as that supply depot has gone down, replaced by a whole platoon of SCVs losing their lives so incredibly rapidly. This one medevac is trying to heal her friends as quickly as she can, but it just is not quick enough. This one Marine doing everything to try to hold the line, but will get swarmed by these Zerg units who have come into the Terran player's base and now basically have free reign to attack everything they want to. That first Marine dying, the second Marine getting killed in short order. This medevac is so scared. The Banshee is excited to come in here because, of course, she is allowed to attack the roaches, just laughing at the medevac pilot who can't do what she can do, which is rain down grenades. But spoiler alert, the last laugh goes to these roaches, because until this Banshee is able to clean this up, these roaches will have free reign over the Terran player's base. SCVs cowering in fear over here, going to be instead populating that refinery. Never has a refinery been so full over capacity. Zerglings going to be swamping the party, going to be, you know, coming into the party uninvited and taking everyone out and killing them. Always so rude. These mules are super sad that they couldn't use their short lifespans to mine, instead being forced to run around and die, which is always a bad thing when you're forced to run around and die. This Banshee has, it looks like, cleared up the roaches. A couple more Zerglings left in the base, but they will get taken out. But the damage done is pretty severe. Looking at the income tab, yes, we see ThorzaIn with a grand total of 12 harvesters, 60 minerals per minute. That's not very great when you can make 1 SCV every minute. You hate to see that when you are a Terran player. He is losing the supply battle 46 to 30, or 22 rather, and he does have cloaking on the way, going to be taking these Banshees and trying to do as much damage as possible, but it just may not be enough. He does have his production facility still operational. The Destiny Cloudfist is still alive through that attack, along with his second orbital command, not taking too much damage at all. Only 4 HP it looks like done to that one, but the Zerg player was able to do a ton of damage to ThorzaIn's base. I'm just not sure if ThorzaIn has what it takes to come back. I'm not sure if anyone would have what it takes to come back from the drastic setback ThorzaIn has just now experienced. But these Banshees will be going over to the Zerg player's base, seeing what they can do. Unfortunately, there are 2 Spore Crawlers over here repelling the Banshees, and Queen's now getting in on the action. This one Banshee taking a lot of damage. I can't click it apparently. There it is. It's below half health. Super sad about that. This Banshee looks like had 14 kills, I think. Yeah, there we go. 14 and 7. So these are all-star Banshees right now. But hey, there's just nothing left to back them up. They will cloak just in time to escape being killed by these queens. But I hope they don't chase them down. Oh my god, watch out. There's 4 close up there. You'll get detected and you will get taken out. No! Both of those Banshees. No, flying into the radius of this Spore Crawler and getting detected. So that cloaking just wasn't enough. And in the end, ThorzaIn just didn't have enough hold off the Zerg player. who was able to go across the map and kind of just cripple Thorzain enough so that Thorzain just could not recover from that attack. And we saw Thorzain did lose this game, but he's not out of it yet. This is a best of 3 series, so we will move on to game 2, see if Thorzain can rally and come back to force a game 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I will see you all in game 2.